Okay, excellent. So,
Okay.
are you
Three,
guys
One,
ready?
two,
two,
three.
one.
Are you recording?
One second.
Are you controlling the music outside? If you can lower it just a
Okay,
bit.
so audio's recording. Henry's adjusting the
I
volume.
think somebody else turned on.
That's fine.
It's
That's
fine.
okay.
We have good audio here. As
Yeah,
video
turn everything
recording.
off.
Okay.
All right. So 3, 2, 1, action. Welcome, guys, to our third expo event. Today we're here with some very special guests. Our friends here at AWI MedTech. We have here the chairman and president of AdventGalaxy, Mr. Henry himself, as well. And we have some amazing technology powering this conversation, Agora, which is a powerful web-free discussion solution that's going to enable amazing technology we want to talk about in the future. But today we're talking about health, technology, and the forefronts
And diagnostics.
and diagnostics. Thank you.
There you go.
So we're tackling these three things. Before I go on further, please, Carlos, tell us more about AWI MedTech.
Thank you, and thank you for the invitation.
you.
Our MedTech, it's conceived and was created to increase the number one, the discovery and the push of existing technologies that are out there in the market, in the world.
That
To
are a
number
bit
two,
outdated.
there are what?
The other technology is outdated. Your technology is just kind of cutting edge from
Well,
what we understand.
That's the purpose. So it's to make sure the discovery of the technology and to make sure that it's pushed out there to the market. For number two, have an accessibility of this technology to the different markets and verticals that we can implement. To number three, create a personalization of what healthcare is about. If we go back to what we are experimenting nowadays, is healthcare is about knowledge, about prevention, and about addressing the issues. But in order for you to get involved with that, and in order for the primary cares and the doctors and in general the hospitals, they need to have the proper information, they need to have a quick availability of that information to provide a quick diagnostic. So what we've been doing is by using the different technologies that we have. The number one is by using the point of care devices that exist out there in the market. We all combine them, integrate them, read their information, digitalize information, and connect it remotely to a LIS, a laboratory information system, to validate immediately those tests. What those tests will do is whatever you are, regardless of the market, in the medical sector, in the business sector, or in the rural, or in the humanitarian purpose, or in a military purpose, you will have access to immediate information about that patient. So that creates a possibility for the doctor to interpret what really is happening at the moment. But more importantly, for the patient to take control of what is going on with its body, he or she will be able to react to that properly. That accessibility to information, it's a big thing. Number two, as I said, the accessibility of this diagnostic at different levels, because we all think about only hospitals and urgent cares and clinics to need this information, but the reality, when you talk about personalization of the healthcare, you need to take that to the corporate level. You need to take that to the retail level. When you go, for example, to a store and you want to understand and know, you can take that to the wellness. Wellness is a very broad word that all it's doing is creating a personalization custom-made for that individual to understand what is happening with them and how they can address it.
Preventative.
The second device that we have is we use this same algorithm and technology to extend the diagnostic to other machines that are available, like ultrasound and EKG, so that provides a first responder approach to the understanding of what's going on with the patient. So what AWI MedTech is about, it's not only the discovery, the usage of this unique and disruptive technology, but the implementation of the technology to solve specific needs.
Amazing.
Sorry if I extended too much. But
No, that's
want to
great.
make sure we were.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. We're here for a lot. Great. So, how do you see this technology, this company, and these products interacting with Miami, particular South America? That's
The
one
rest of the
question.
world.
And the rest of the world.
This
of
is
course.
very cutting edge technology from what I understand, and what it does, it gives you ability, instead of having bulky equipment, having big laboratories, it's a standalone system that I've seen it, it looks like an ATM machine,
Really?
and that's what they call it, an ATM, because literally every time, you know.
So it's like going into a pharmacy, like
You can go to pharmacy and, you know, I've seen them doing, expanding their operations and looking to expand into, you know, major
Let me
pharmaceuticals.
elaborate to what Henry's saying. We need to go to 1950s when the laboratories for medical purposes were created, no? And all these big manufacturers create these huge machines that they can process hundreds of samples at a time. So then those laboratories were remote, and so the samples need to be sent to that place. It took at the time weeks to get your sample back and to know what was happening to you. And throughout the time, these laboratories been getting closer to the patient at a point that obviously you have it in every corner sometimes, or you have it in a hospital. But what these manufacturers did, in addition to that, is reduce the size of that technology to process the blood, the urine, and the molecular samples in such a way that you can get an immediate result very fast. And that machine is called point of care device. What happened is those point of care devices have been existing, some of them out there, but they have been on use because they provide a result that the doctor is like, well, I don't really know if this little machine will work or not. So what we're doing is integrating all those devices through our AI and software to provide a validation of that result by the moment that we transport those results to a remote lab that validates the information.
That's amazing.
Apparently, from what I understand, it's immediately, as soon as the results of the test become available, it goes into a cloud where it's stored. And with the new digital requirements, digital records requirement for the medical industry, this is an amazing innovation because, first of all, you diminish the size of the lab to a literally, you know,
Like an ATM
100
machine.
square feet facility. You don't need to take 15, 20,000 square feet of laboratory space in a hospital. You just put, you know, one machine on every floor, and that does the job. You don't need to have and the 15,000 square feet facility becomes, you know, 30, 40, 50 beds, and each bed brings the hospital probably $1 million in revenue. So hospitals win, doctors' offices win because they get immediate results. It's like you come to the doctor, you walk in, and the doctor says you got to take a test. I want to see your results. You walk in, you do the test. By the time you get into the doctor's office, your results are in.
Huh, cool. Yeah. So that's really interesting. So, for example, you know, like an emergency situation, right? Like there's no power, storm hit, or something like that. Like that's something that could come.
That's a very good point, and I want to just point out again something following up what Henry says. We're not intent to replace laboratories. We intend to help laboratories to extend their capacity. Can it be used as a full laboratory? The answer is yes. We're doing it in Europe. We have 3 of those units backing up completely a laboratory for 500 beds. But we see an opportunity that this should be an extended capacity for the existing laboratories, for the hospitals, for the clinics, or for rural purposes.
For COVID, for example.
For COVID,
this could help tremendously. Right?
yeah, you can do that, but this is more sophisticated than just that. And that's what
even
is
more, wow.
it's much more comprehensive. You know? So that's what is relevant.
Amazing. How do you see this technology? You know, at AdventGalaxy, we're a metaverse and blockchain company. So for us, it's all about eliminating the need of space or logistics. You know, let's say you can have someone virtually anywhere and be able to offer them a service as if they were there already. How do you foresee that with this technology? It seems like it's already there, obviously. I mean, you guys use AI, right? You guys use some type of technology to evaluate things in real time, correct?
Definitely, the technology has a lot of algorithms that are used, and the algorithms obviously are the most relevant opportunity to understand what the results are. You talk about the implication that we have in Miami and the South America area. I would say what Henry pointed out as well, he says it's the world really, because what you are is using an existing technology, leveling it up to the understanding and reading of the information to make the accessible and available immediately for doctors to create a diagnosis and for individuals to respond to that. So when you can do that in a city like Miami or in Africa or in Mexico or anywhere in the world, you are fully benefit from that. So the interaction that you can have with the technology and the remote access is precisely that we are using fully the connectivity, either satellite or Wi-Fi, to connect and remotely check and share the information.
Amazing.
And what you said about the disaster situation, what happened there is, for example, we operate with batteries. We can stand for 8 hours, and the platform will fulfill all the needs and back up all the information. When the electricity is back and restored, everything goes back up to the cloud and is fully synchronized.
Incredible.
For the emergency situation, I saw your product. I call it emergency room in the briefcase. You wanna talk about it a little?
Sure, I already mentioned the device number 2 that we have, which uses the same software and development that we have, but in this case adds other devices that create what we call a hospital in a bag, because it creates a first responder approach to the diagnosis of a person. So it has enough tools and enough, let's call it medical gadgets, all connected in a plug and play multifaceted device that allows you to treat 1 or 2 patients at once and to understand what is happening in the different fronts. You can take blood samples, you can take the temperature, of course, and EKG and
All the
ultrasound.
All the vitals.
So anything that a person that is trying to understand and to treat and to triage a situation may need for that moment and for that purpose.
I imagine let's say grandma is in a wheelchair and she can't be transported to a hospital. There's so many use cases for this.
Correct. I mean, the technology that we have is so disruptive that we envision that it will exist everywhere, from the medical to the individuals. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of speeding to the market. But we all want to have any of these machines for our personal use. Of course, there are some limitations because it is a medical information there, but certainly we're understanding a lot from your body by just having this system.
I'm a loss for words. This is going to be so great for people, and it's almost
This is literally cutting edge.
Cutting
Literally
edge.
cutting
Yes.
edge.
Where do you guys see yourself in 2023 and beyond? What do you want to?
Fulfilling our purpose of helping people. We're about helping people. We're about providing the accessibility of the technology to create solutions in a market that is so needed, which is the well-being of the humans in this world.
Amazing. We have these Advent Buzz talks. We're starting to talk about different industries and how these technologies can converge and mix all these industries. We want to talk about sports in the next segment, and I wanted to see, there's a big intersection that we see with sports and health. Encouraging people to go outside and interacting with their outside environments and.
Well, basically, this machines allows you to do preventative wellness, meaning the training, right? The football team, you take the blood test before and after training.
So it could give you like up-to-date diagnostics
Yes.
and well-being.
Say, not to compare people and horses, but Kentucky Derby. horses while they're training. They take tests before and after the training. And, you know, it's the same blood, so I assume that for the veterinarian, yeah, can it be used for veterinarian purposes?
Can it be for dogs and cats?
Pets,
Yes,
I think
yes.
it's a
It's a
very
lot.
big
Cats,
area.
dogs, horses,
And
it uses
exactly.
the same concept.
Are you implementing these products for pets, for dogs, cats?
We are,
horses?
and we are about to announce a very strategic relationship that we are gonna make this available for most of the households, owners of dogs and cats, to make it easier for them to know what's happening with their pet.
That's amazing. I love it because, you know, animals can't talk. They can't communicate like we do. So this gives the pet owners a way to help their,
And it's
their pets.
preventative, I assume.
Absolutely.
Very interesting company, very interesting.
Indeed.
I strongly recommend to everyone to check in and find out more. We would
You
like
heard
to
it here.
do a subsequent event. When I'm sure Carlos will come and tell us about the new developments. And thank you very much, Carlos.
I'll be very happy to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Cut.
All right.